are off. Today is day 209 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on here at CODEWARS with a brand new CADA on our journey through level 7. Most completed. Good evening, little kitty. How are you doing? Most completed, 7 Caillou. Yeah, get your face scratches. Just try not to move the mic too much. No. Look. If you want scratches, get them from a human. What if you hang out on the bed? How about that? Hashtag bed life? Hey, toes, princess, toes. You're all up on the 9 and 0 key. And you made the keyboard stick. What are you doing? Stop knocking things over. Just take a frickin' seat, you tiny animal. No. Not with your tail facing us, blithering idiot. Did we not select level 7? I thought we did. There we go. It wasn't... No. Hey. Princess. We feed you. No, we're not. No, just turn. There you go. Look at that. Face to face. This is how people do it. Hey, look at me. Good. What are we looking for? We have 2 of the 3. Most completed. Level 7 and fundamentals is the last piece of that puzzle. And she's gone. Back to scratching golf on the mic. Well, technically the boom arm. Careful of the webcam. Alright, we are... No, I can't see the screen, and now you're rubbing your face against our left hand. Unbelievable. Look it. I'm scratching. Look, two-handed scratching. Two-handed. You know what? Usually you have been napping on the oh my god. That's your foot. You are scrolling through and just... No. Look, if you want to share in the love, you're going to have to assume the napping position below the desk. In our lap. 1, 2, and 3. Watch toes. Why are you so aggressive? Aggressive cat. Not graceful at all. Beneath. Happy thoughts. That was a lot of claws. Can't believe we walked away without having any blood drawn. Oh, that was awful. Let's not do that ever again. What did you even do? Most completed, 7, fundamental... Oh, you just scrolled like all the way to the bottom. That's all you did. I thought you moved us back a page. So this is where we are continuing on. Is this a triangle? Should be titled, Is This Kitty Hell? Implemented a method... Not implemented. You hear that, cat? You got us all flustered. You know, we can't read. Not that we could read in the first place. At least not very well. You're back again, and I'm staring directly into your colon. If you were to open your mouth, I could see what the screen had on it. Let's just move. Oh my god. Why? Look, let's just move you to the bed once and for all. 1 and 2 and... There you go. Wow, this has been awful. You know, I was hoping for a short stream to, like, get through this, but I get a feeling someone isn't going to let that happen. Oh, God, it's okay. Happy thoughts. This is what it's all about. 209 days of trying to learn how to code. No one tells you that having a cat is the most difficult part of learning how to code. But it is. It really is. Disrespectful quadruped. Just move. Maybe if we stop acknowledging her, she'll leave. I don't think that's gonna happen. I want to check the mic and the webcam and dive into this CADA. Oh, thank God, she's finally leaving. Okay, she's gone. She's gone. She went through the little kitty door. She's in the hallway. Finally, some freaking peace and quiet. We are double checking once more. Webcam stuff, mostly. Audio, good. Yeah, alright. So, mic audio, check. Webcam, golden. Little kitty's gone. We've got chat on our phone. We've got CODEWARS up and running. And we have our CADA selected. We just need to do a quick read through and dive into it. Then we can kick off day 209. Implement a method that accepts 3 integer values, a, b, and c. The method should return true if a triangle can be built with the sides of a given length, and false if any other case. In this case, all triangles must have a surface greater than 0 to be accepted. Implement a method that accepts 3 integer values, a, b, and c. The method should return true if a triangle can be built with the sides of given length, and false in any other case. In this case, all triangles must have surface greater than 0 to be accepted. So I feel like the only issue with this one is as long as 0 isn't a value, I think. Maybe not. Did we dive into the wrong one? What the deuce is double cola? Hey, none of this. None of that. Backwards. Where the hell did that come from? Double cola. I don't even know what that is. Train. Oh, I bet we clicked on next data. Yeah, rookie mistake. 1, 2, and 2. True. 7, 2, and 2. False. So I need to be able to gauge. I'm going to need to look up geometry formulas from, like, 7th grade to figure this out. I know there's a half involved. I haven't had to figure out the area of a frickin' triangle in, like, 12 years. It's going to take me longer to figure that out than how to write the actual code. Implement a method that accepts 3 integers. That part should be relatively fine. In fact, they already prepped the function for us. The method should return true if a triangle can be built with the sides of a given length, and false in any other case. Okay, so first test, 1, 2, and 2. You can definitely make a triangle with that. Sure, 2 sides are the same length, 1 is shorter. Fair enough. Maybe that's all it takes. That's the issue. They need to be 2 or more of the sides need to be of equal or greater length. Hey! Waffle Wallet. Good evening. Welcome to you. Or you're welcome here. One of those. Whatever you're most comfortable with. Stick with that one. So we just kicked off day 209, and now we get to figure out how to successfully birth a triangle via JavaScript and or whatever language they accept for this particular CADA. We're going to be using JavaScript. Yeah, let's do this. In this case, all triangles must have the surface. Alright, well, in a perfect world, I think 1, I'd like to have this up here. 2, if... should we do if? Triangle, blah, blah, blah. I feel like we don't actually need to construct a triangle. I thought we were going to have to code something that would need actual construction taking place. I don't think that's the issue at all. I think it's if is triangle A no, is A, B, and C? God, how do we do that? This is gonna end tragically. So bad. JavaScript Triangle. I know as long as it's greater, Waffle, I think you just need to check for the inputs being greater than 0 for A, B, and C. That can't be. Really? Is it that easy? That'd be freaking awesome if it was that easy. A, B, and C greater than 0. If A, B, and C return true. Waffle Wallet. No, probably not. Okay, not, yes, conceptually that, yeah. Surface area greater than 0. Got that much. Wishful thinking. I do think that is a piece, probably not written like this, but I do think it is something that should be checked as long as I could probably use a switch statement to verify this stuff. You know, in some of their other, was it here? No, that was Free Code Camp. One of their activities, it was using a switch statement to gauge each case, and then they had an if statement regarding each case of the switch. Not important. Don't mind me. JavaScript Triangle. Oh, look at this. Yes. Yes. Something's happening. Beautiful. Finding the area. Golden. Triangle heaven. JavaScript triangle heaven. Triangle something something something. A triangle is a plane created by... Yes, 3 points. We know what a triangle is. The first 2 arguments specify the first point of so forth and such. Begins and ends, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Fascinating. So, there's a lot going on here. We only have 3 points to work with, because we're dealing with length. Again, I don't think we actually need to create a triangle. We are merely gauging if the sides are long enough to actually create a triangle. How to use the triangle 3. Suspect a triangle class may not be what you are expecting. Yeah, no, not exactly. That also seems terrible. Geometry hell. Because this is how everyone wants to spend their Friday night, is figuring out how to gauge whether a triangle is worthy in JavaScript. I would like to note, I stopped watching Stranger Things to do this. This is not how a Friday night should be progressing. Death. Although, as a side note, we also just started watching Stranger Things, so yeah, a little behind the curve on that. But so far, so good. Only 3 episodes deep. It's been quite entertaining, to say the least. Yeah, I don't think we're going to figure this particular triangle issue out right here. Let's close that noise. What would be the basics of this? If I were to be handed this set of information, what would I instinctively want to do? First thing, probably cry into my keyboard. But second, to actually make some progress, implement a method that accepts 3 integer values, a, b, and c. The method should return true if a triangle can be built with the sides of given length, and false if any other case. I'm not sure what the terms and conditions of that are. It needs to be I spelled it with an A, you dumb idiot. Why? Just goes to show how long it's been since I've had to deal with it. So, we want Wikipedia. And we're going to go back. Yeah, we're going old school. We're going to do the basics. Mathisfun.com. That is exactly what we want. Yeah. 10-minute video. Khan Academy is good. If anyone ever needs help with math stuff, Khan Academy is the way to go. I don't know if I really want to invest 10 minutes into it now, but if we weren't doing this live on stream, yeah, that would be the first link I would click on. But here, okay, so in a perfect world, in mathematics, the Pythagorean Theorem, yeah, exactly. This is what Friday nights should be. Yeah, learning the Pythagorean Theorem, a refresher, after not having used it for the last decade and a half or however long, is what Friday nights are about. Get ready to not be on the edge of your seat for the next hour and 15 minutes. In mathematics, God, I hope it doesn't take an hour and 15 minutes. In mathematics, the Pythagorean Theorem, also known as Pythagoras' Theorem, sure, that doesn't help us. In a fundamental relation in Euclidean geometry, among the 3 sides of a right triangle, it states that the square of the hypotenuse, the side opposite the right angle, is equal to the sum of the sides of the squares of the other 2 sides. Sure. The theorem can be written as an equation relating to the lengths of sides A, B, and C, often called the Pythagorean Theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared, where C represents the length of the hypotenuse and A and B the lengths of the triangle's 2 other sides. Okay, so this is going to end poorly, but we've got the basics in general. Waffle wallet, that actually might be it, because a triangle can't have a surface area of 0. This is only for right triangles, though. Yeah, the skills can be transferred. The skills are transferable. I hope so. That's all right. We'll get there. We're gonna make it fit. We've got all of our puzzle pieces for our giant jigsaw puzzle, and if we have to cut some of the corners to make the pieces fit, we'll do that. You know, that's what super glue and hammers are for. Function is triangle ABC. They gave us return false from the get-go. So this is all the info they gave us so far. 1, 2, oh god. 1, 2, 2 returns true. That is good, because if one side is 7, you've got 2 sides that are too small to connect. So there's something to do with the length. I think we can just use the Pythagorean Theorem to check this. If we can just do that. Damn, what method would we use, though? A squared? JavaScript. Squaring. JS. Square? Square number. How? Yeah, sure. W3. So, math 4 to the power of 3. Try it yourself. Loading, loading, loading. Yeah. Math. Where the hell is it? Math power of 3. A squared. A. 2. Run. 2 A's. Come on, big money. Run it. Try it. Those bastards didn't do a damn thing. Good enough. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. This guy. Copy. Ta-da! D-D-D-D-D-D. If this is for right triangles, though. Biggest integer square root minus either remaining square root minus remaining square root. I like your style, Waffle Wallet. Good call. Good call. Okay, so largest square root. We could break A, B, and C into... Damn, I wish it was an array. How can I do that? I know I could use max and min. We can use dot pow for the power of squaring. We can use dot max to find the maximum number and dot min to find the smallest. So if we have 3 individual things and we need to bring them together as an array, fuck, I don't know if that'll work. I think I should join, even though they're separated, I think I need to join them and then split them, because I think it would treat them as an array at that point. Versus right now it's 3 individual variables, even though they're separate, and we want them to be separate, but we want them to be separate as an array, not as individual variables. So I think join and then split, and then we can do all the mathy stuff. What's happening? So Waffle Wallet, biggest integer square root minus either remaining square root minus remaining square root. C has to be the biggest input. C has to be the biggest integer in inputs. Just compare the variables. Oh, just compare all 3? My concern, we'll see, like, look, A, B, and C down here is the first. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe it does have to be 3. Integer, TMP equals A. Oh. A, if B is greater than A, TMP B if C is greater than A, TMP equals A, then the Pythagorean Theorem. Fascinating. So that would actually be Waffle Wallet, your lifesaver. I guess I can do it up here. Let's move this guy. Although, I don't know if we should move that guy. Yeah, we'll leave that there. So, integer, at least I hope. Fun question. Because I'm clueless. TMP? What is... Who's TMP? I mean, I'm fine using TMP. But I feel like I'm missing something. Because is that like a variable? Isn't it like stating... Wait. And... It was purple. Oh, no, that's in. My bad. Ah, right. TMP short for temp. Okay, so we can pick anything. Also, should I be creating variable something or other with stuff? God, what are the words I'm looking for? Should I be creating an empty array? Or is that totally unnecessary to hold the values? Because I did want to join. I know I don't need to join and then split and do all that stuff, but that's what I was initially thinking. I do think, Waffle, I definitely think you're right. The stuff. Okay. Old Man Mischief. Doesn't Pythagorean only work for right triangle? It does. Temp short. No, just temporary variable since you want preservance. Since you want to preserve A, B, and C. Yeah, it's only for right triangles. That's what let's go with. Well, alright, okay. Crazy person's choice. We'll get rid of the damn Pythagorean theorem. That's fine by me. So if I'm not doing that, then it is checking the integer. Waffle Wallet, I would just check if A, B, and C were greater than 0, since it doesn't want or doesn't know what type of triangle. We can try that. I am not against that. It just, that seemed way too easy. If A, B, and C is greater than 0, return true. Ta-da. Otherwise, return false. I just can't believe it would be that simple. Holy shit, it actually works for part of it. That is fucking incredible. Okay, so, that's fascinating. Test passed the value for true. However, for false, it still got true. So it had to do with some specifics. If A is greater than 0, or B is greater than 0, or C is greater than 0, run test. That still works, and actually I think that's fine, but it has to do with the lengths. If one side is super long, if the it has to do with the sides. Whatever the max side. Oh, I need ands? Oh, yeah, you're right, because none of them can be 0. As long as... Okay, you're right. You're right. Because it's all three... It's one piece, not three individual items. All three have to work as a team to create a triangle. That is true. My mistake. So we'd want that. So if it returns true, and returning true is fine, but we want it to do something. If blank blank blank, furthermore, if all of that noise, then we need to compare... Just how do I determine the longest length? I feel like that's... Oh, it's all three have to be greater? So wait, you need and all three lengths have to be greater than 0. The second test example, though, hints this at a right triangle problem, I think. Oh, that it may be a right triangle problem? Compare your inputs. Okay. Yeah, because if 7 is greater, okay. Alright. So that would be... What would that be? A squared, B squared, C squared. Are all A, B, and C the same, though? That just feels wrong. I guess it doesn't matter. Because it would all be the same. A squared plus B squared plus C squared is regardless. It's all the same. That was my issue. I was trying to think if C was the largest, somehow I need to move it to the front of the array, but it's right. You're right. It doesn't matter. C's will be whatever. C is the largest. Good point. Okay, hold on. What's going down? Hence, this is at a right triangle. Compare your inputs. 49 does not equal 4 plus 4. Very true. C is the largest. Gotcha. So we will do all three. A, B, and C greater than 0. Let's grab our Pythagorean Theorem. Right. Copy. Shouldn't that be another if statement? Would I have two if statements within itself? I feel like this is bad form. But I don't know how to check. If I need to check two things. If A, B, and C are greater than 0. I guess I could do and afterwards. Or is this... This doesn't feel any better. That also seems equally terrible. I feel like I'm reaching for the stars on that one. A squared, B squared, C squared. Let's get rid of the weird comma at the end. I feel like that could maybe be a thing. Hey, Topher! How you doing? But, test sample 1 fails Pythagorean Theorem test. 4 plus... 4 does not equal 4 plus 1. That's also true. Look up triangle inequality theory. Alright, Old Man Mischief, I like your suggestion. We are going to check that. Triangle inequality theorem. Here we come. Triangle inequality theorem. Yeah. Look at that. Look at this. That's what we're all about. Math Warehouse. That seems like it could be fun. Oh, Khan Academy. And that one's only a 5-minute video. Let's try this one. And Math Warehouse, whatever that's all about. Triangle side length rules. Why are we in a quiz? We aren't looking for a quiz. We're looking for like a language or not a lesson regarding it. Triangle inequality. So this was the first example on Google. Can any 3 side lengths form a triangle? For instance, can I create a triangle from length, say, 4, 8, and 3? This is right up our alley. All right, what does it mean when you and your formula start to grow? Let's find out. The triangle inequality theorem states that the sum of any 2 sides, this is exactly what we need, that states that the sum of any 2 sides of a triangle must be greater than the measure of the third side. Good, good, good. Okay, so, something about something. That's like, in essence, all we really need to know. We will keep reading, but ideally, we need all 3 of these. If A plus, yeah, this is actually it. It's just all 3 of those. That's what we're looking for. Oh, yes, good, good. Old Man Mischief for the win. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So, once more, just for fun, the triangle inequality theorem states that the sum of any 2 sides of a triangle must be greater than the measure of the third. That's it, short and simple. So, if I were a triangle trying to be all triangly, we would do exactly if, would it be wrong to do a switch statement and then compare the cases? That's excessive, that's excessive. We're just going to do it in an if statement and be happy with what we end up with. If A plus B is greater than C, tons of fun, and if, oh, and I still need to check 0. Waffle Wallet, you're good too. Yeah, the whole team is coming out of the woodworks to save the day. I'm completely hopeless without everybody assisting. I can be a good community project in itself. The programming community on Twitch can try and fix me over the next year as I try to barely learn how to figure this out. Okay, so still A, B, and C need to be greater than 0. And is it wrong to have 45 and statements in our if statement? At what point do we drop down a line? A plus B is greater than C. B plus C is greater than A. And again, that feels wrong. And B plus A is greater than C. That looks hilarious. This, I think it's gonna pass, but I wish she were prettier. I know looks shouldn't count, but still. Okay, we'll give it a shot. Dear God, it worked. She lives. This will count as the Bride of Frankenstein, but like the ugly stepsister of the Bride of Frankenstein. She needs way more work done. This is not good. This is like 2 or 3 notches below having to take your cousin to the prom. Like, this is bad. This is not good territory to be in. We need to figure a way to make this prettier over the next, remaining 150 plus days? Okay. Waffle Wallet. Still need check 0, though. I do this every day at school. 42us.org. Alright, let's click on the link. But first, Old Man Mischief, it's fine. Typically, I drop down before the and, so they appear on each line. That makes it more readable. Okay, cool. Topher Gates, A, B, C greater than 0 is not valid. Oh god, I did something. I broke it again. I missed something. I did something catastrophic, didn't I? Waffle Wallet, he wrote it wrong. I did write something wrong. It's just there's a lot of green, and it's kind of comforting, so it felt good. I could drop down. You said drop down before the and? Or after? Before the and. Like so. Yeah, look at that. That is more readable. Neat. I wrote it right before? Did I need all the and statements again? All of the what's it called? Did I need an and statement for each one? And then tab, so they're all under each other. 1. And 2. And 3. Okay. So wait, hold on. Did I need to do, no, you just don't do any. Wait. No, you just don't do anything with A and B right now. Oh, crap. Wait. A and B. A, B, and C are all greater than 0, so that's fine. I thought I needed all 3, don't I? I hope. It's very monkey see, monkey do. Oh. No, you just don't do anything with A and B right now. You only compare C. Ah, fascinating. Alright. But really, what's going down? How come they're switching around on theirs? I was confused. All 3 sets of sides must satisfy. I'm gonna live with it. She's ugly, but she's ours. This is what we ended up with. Alright, Topher, well, back to Fortnite. I don't know, JavaScript syntax. This, I got mostly greens. We're gonna fire the... Oh, yep, it fell apart. False instead of true. Super mega death. Damn. Well, anyways, good times. Back to Fortnite. I definitely recommend Fortnite. And basically anything else other than trying to give birth to a triangle on a Friday night. This is the uphill battle that I have. So, let's do... Don't mind me. A, B, and then C. A and B are greater than C. B and C are greater than A. A and C are greater than B. We missed it. A and C are greater than B. You're right. Ta-da. If A was greater than 0, and B greater than 0, and C greater than 0. Same as if blank. Oh, actually, that's a great question. I think it's wrong. I'm pretty sure Topher mentioned earlier A, B, and C greater than 0 is not valid, so I believe I do need the ands for all of them. We will go ahead and correct that now. We're just under a lot of confusion, which is normal for me, so, but after I receive enough helpful hints, then, you know, I can kind of piece it together. Tab plus tab. Look at this. Look at that. Oh god, see? And entering. Yes, yes, good, good. You know what? We had this. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Back and back and back. Bad Steven. Bad Steven. Falling apart. There was a tab. That's what we want. Ta-da! B-diddy-dee-dee-dee. Now, let's try this. From the top, run sample. Green on the sample test run. Now, let's do our official answer. Fingers crossed. Ka-frickin' boom. That's right. Thank you very much for all the assistance, Waffle Wallet, Topher Gates, and Old Man Mischief for, I think, the lion's share was Triangle Inequality Theorem. That was really the backbone. However, Waffle Wallet was very persistent with the guidance of keeping us from lighting ourselves on fire repeatedly. So, huge hat tip to you. And Topher's reassuring safety tip of A, B, and C greater than 0 is not a thing. So, look at that. Beautifully executed. Team success brings in victory. Once again, here on the year of streaming and learning to code. Hot damn, day 209. We succeed in the end. What's this? 75 plus honor. You now have the ability to estimate the ranking of your known beta kata. Sure. Well, we can worry about that later. Let's see what the cool kids submitted for their answer. Function is triangle. ABC. Return A plus B grades. Hey, yeah, same. Wow, that's all they did though. They just checked that. Where's their greater than 0 though? Isn't that a thing? Maybe it doesn't have to be. Oh, right. Check out the link to my school. Also, same as if blank. Cool. Use the Vim. 42.us. No matter who you are, change your life by studying hard at our tuition-free Silicon Valley campus to become a world-class developer. Also, 42, right? The answer to life, the universe, and everything? That's what it's all about. That's kind of cool. See? Look at here. Just so everyone can embrace the glory. Ta-da! Be-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Look at that. Tons of fun. Yeah, get all up in there. Good times. Alright, well, we're gonna have to do some more research and check stuff out, because I could be into that. I could be that dude. Let's drop that. Alright. Let's jump back out of OBS into Chrome. So, that was the first one. Did anyone else say no 0? I feel like that should be a thing. Ah, look at this. This person. So, that's where we came in. So, that was first, second, third. We came in 4th overall. Not bad. We've had better days. We've had worse. But that's pretty good. I can live with being 4th. At least in the learning phase. I don't know if I would hire 4th place to do the job, but as far as learning goes in our free time on a Friday night, although now it's Saturday morning, it's now 12:43 a.m. or 0 hour and technically 44 minutes and 3 seconds now, so good times. Old Man Mischief, I guess if one side is 0, the inequality theorem will fail anyways. Good point. I had a hunch that might be something somewhat tied to it, but good to know. And Waffle Wallet, and it's all free. Free is good, because we've been using only free resources for the last 209 days. Although the one free resource, no, non-free resource we did pick up was a $10 Udemy course to learn all the ins and outs and odd things related to JavaScript. But that's the only thing that we've been doing that we haven't streamed because it's someone else's video content, and so far we're 18 videos in to the 85 there are to view, and you can follow along and learn to code, but he goes through everything pretty meticulously, so yeah, good times. Anyways, all other learning, basically all learning, has been done live on stream so far for the last 209 days. It's only been, I think, was it yesterday that we started watching those Udemy videos, and it's just something that I can't really stream because I'm not really coding anything like this, trying to learn, so good times. Old Man Mischief, I've seen worse code than that in the real world, so if you're looking to get hired based on that, JS, I think you're okay. Dear God, well, if that's true, I hope and pray that the other programmers out there invest a little more time into their craft, because I'm just investing this much effort into... I don't even think this counts as a hobby yet. I'm only streaming learning how to code because I can't stream gaming because my capture card's too good for my old computer. So if this is... although that does highlight my personality rather well, this is the type of effort I put into just hanging out. I'm the guy who plans for free time. Not to do anything during the free time, but I schedule in free time. Yeah. Interesting. Tons of fun. Also, Waffle Wallet. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. 0 plus 0 is not greater than... is not greater than 0. That is a good point. It would be equal to. So it follows... it does follow the rule, because it's greater than only. Coding is more valuable than gaming. I think it's just as fun. Although, I enjoy lots of problem-solving games, so that's probably another issue for why coding is enjoyable. Same for negatives. That is true. That is true. Alright, well, good times. We figured where we stood amongst all the answers of the cool kids. We came in 4th overall. Not bad. We've had better days. We've had worse. Let's view our profile to see where we stand. In the meantime, 82% of the way through level 7 Caillou here at CODEWARS. In the meantime, we are going to be powering down the stream, closing out. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who stopped by to view the stream, and thank you to those who assisted with helping us succeed with today's CADA. Again, a huge hat tip and thank you to Waffle Wallet, Topher Gates, and Old Man Mischief. If you accidentally stumbled in here to view the stream, thank you very much. Any and all views are greatly, greatly appreciated, but in the meantime, we are stopping the stream. The adventure continues tomorrow with day 210 of the year of streaming, learning to code, but in the meantime, 'tis over. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it!